Hey guys, Redneck Mini 14 here, showing some love to another one of my more neglected and forgotten about firearms. Now it's not too forgotten about because I have shown this gun a few times in the last month or so. But this is a Marlin 1894 in 44 Magnum. Now, it's actually one of my favorite rifles, but I haven't gotten it out recently in the last few years to shoot it because 44 Magnum's not exactly cheap to shoot. It's a fun gun to shoot, but it's not exactly cheap to shoot. And honestly, I haven't done a whole lot of shooting in the last few years anyway, just because I haven't been able to afford much ammo. And I didn't really want to shoot up all of my ammo if I couldn't really afford to restock it as fast as I wanted to. So just haven't been shooting a whole lot in the last few years, but we are going to start shooting a little more often. So I decided one of the guns that I wanted to shoot in the next couple of weeks whenever I go out to the farm is my Marlin 1894. Now this is a Remington-made Marlin. I guess I bought it like maybe 6 years ago or so. And I've only taken it out a couple of times, and I haven't even put a whole box of ammo through it. This is the box of ammo that I was starting to put through it. Some Federal Champion that I got a long time ago. Only put like, 2/3 of the box through it, but this is what it looks like. Just some jacketed, soft hollow points. Nothing too fancy. And I want to try some 44 Special in it as well. So I got a box of that, this Fiocchi. And we'll give that a try, see how well it cycles. It does hold 10 rounds of Magnums and 11 rounds of Specials, but I haven't tried any Specials yet. And I've only taken it out twice. I believe the first time I actually shot this gun, it had some problems with light primer strikes. Like, I don't know if there was something hanging up on the firing pin, but it's like, I'd cock it, I'd pull the trigger, and nothing would happen. And it would do that like 2 or 3 times in a row. But I think that eventually worked itself out. I can't really remember how the second time went where I took it out. I only put like, 2 or 3 tubes worth of rounds through this gun total in 2 different trips to the farm to shoot it. So we're gonna clean it up, put some oil on it, make sure it's nice and lubed up. It does, it works pretty fine, but it kind of feels like it hangs up a little bit, so I don't know if maybe it needs to be smoothed out just a little bit, or maybe if it just needs to be lubed up. But either way, after I get done with this video, I'm going to take it apart, clean it up a little bit, lube it up, and hopefully it works just fine when I take it to the farm next weekend to shoot it. So anyway, that is my Marlin 1894. The Marlin 1894 is one of my all-time favorite rifles. It's very similar to a Marlin 336 and a Marlin 1895. It's just scaled down, and it uses a squared bolt to where the bolt actually looks like it's part of the actual receiver, which is really cool. You don't really see that with any other lever action rifle these days. The Henrys, the old Mossbergs, and a bunch of the new lever actions that are based off of the Marlin action. They did away with the squared off bolt like this and opted to go with a round bolt design, which I suppose is a little bit easier to make than the square bolts. So that's why all the other companies like Smith & Wesson, Henry, Rossi, all those kind of companies, they did away with the square bolt design. But that's okay, because that's just a good indication that it is in fact a Marlin and not a Marlin clone. So anyway, the Marlin 1894 44 Magnum one of my all-time favorite rifles. I really wish I could afford to shoot it more, and hopefully after it gets cleaned up and lubed up, it actually functions just fine. This is a Remington-made rifle, and they did have some problems. They worked through their problems, I think, and hopefully it works just fine. I've had this gun for a number of years, and like I said, I've only taken it out a couple of times, but we'll see what happens. And I really like to get a Ruger-made one, maybe in 357, one of these days, because I really want a 357 lever action, but also it'd be really nice to have one from the new Ruger-made company to compare to the older Remington-made Marlin manufacturing. So we'll see what happens in the future. I know they're really, really expensive and kind of hard to get your hands on one, so it'll probably be a few years before I get one of those, but I'd really like to get one at some point. And honestly, I'd like to get a whole bunch of them at some point, but I don't think my pocketbook is really gonna let me do that. So anyway, that's all I have to say about this Marlin 1894 until I shoot it next weekend.
Hey, before I go, I just thought I'd remind everybody that I do have a second channel called Redneck Off the Range. Over there, I post most of my non-gun related content, so whether it's a video on my new tractor, my power tools, my projects that I'm working on, maybe wild game recipes, or just a random vlog, I post all of this kind of content over on my secondary channel. So if you're interested in that kind of stuff, go check it out, Redneck Off the Range. But that's all for this video, so subscribe to my channel, like me on Facebook. I'm Redneck Mini 14, and until next time, be safe.